Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're going to unpack a truly classic narrative that explores the steep price of honesty and the ultimate vindication of truth. We're looking at a fascinating story that really forces us to examine our own character. It's an ancient account, sure, but the themes, abused authority, false accusations, the desperate need for critical thinking, they are literally so relevant to our modern world. So let's dive right in.
Now, I want you to imagine something for a second. Imagine living with integrity every single day. You're building a life of faith, character, honesty, only to have your entire reputation completely shattered by a single coordinated lie. Imagine everyone around you believing this accusation before even bothering to hear the truth. It brings up a really profound question. Would you still choose to do what is right if it meant standing entirely alone? Let's explore this exact dilemma through the story of a woman named Susanna, whose experience answers that question with just extraordinary courage.
Section 1. An impossible choice. The trap is set.
So, the source text describes Susanna as a woman of unquestionable character, beauty, and faith. She and her husband Joachim were highly respected. But unfortunately, not everyone admired her for the right reasons. Among the community leaders were two elders who had been appointed as judges. Outwardly, these guys appeared honorable and wise, but secretly they were absolutely consumed by sinful desires. Instead of pursuing justice, they became obsessed with Susanna, and one day while she was walking alone in her garden, they cornered her. And this perfectly illustrates the cruel, calculated ultimatum she was handed. She could surrender to their demands, betraying God and destroying her own integrity in the process, or she could refuse. But if she refused, these two corrupt judges threatened to publicly accuse her of committing adultery with a young man who supposedly escaped. Listen, this wasn't just a threat to her reputation. In her historical context, this was a fabricated charge that carried a literal death penalty.
I mean, Susanna was quite literally trapped. The consequences of standing her ground could be fatal. Because, think about it, who would the public believe? A woman defending herself or two highly respected, powerful judges? Yet, demonstrating extraordinary courage, Susanna absolutely refused to compromise. She declared she would rather suffer unjustly than sin against her deeply held convictions. She chose faithfulness over safety, knowing full well the terrifying storm that was about to break over her life.
Section 2. The false condemnation, an unjust trial.
True to their word, the moment she refused them, the elders unleashed their plot. They publicly accused Susanna. But why did it work so well? Well, because Jewish law required multiple witnesses to secure a conviction. The synchronized testimony of these two respected judges perfectly met that legal requirement. Because of their authority and their unified lie, the crowd just accepted the accusation without any question. The legal system was completely weaponized against an innocent person, and Susanna was swiftly condemned. Her friends couldn't do a thing, and her family just watched helplessly.
Suddenly, a woman known for her righteousness was being led away to her sentence. Her reputation had entirely collapsed in a matter of hours. Humanly speaking, there seemed to be absolutely no hope whatsoever. But the source material makes a vital distinction here. While everyone else saw only the accusation, God saw the truth. In her darkest moment, having zero earthly defense, Susanna cried out in prayer, placing her absolute trust in the only one who sees every hidden motive and every secret act.
Section 3. Wisdom uncovers the truth. Daniel's intervention.
Okay, what's really interesting here is how God answered that prayer. He stirred the spirit of a young man named Daniel. Now, though Daniel was much younger than these respected elders, he possessed a deep wisdom rooted in a reverence for God. He boldly interrupted the proceedings and brought the entire execution to a screeching halt, challenging the crowd for condemning a woman without ever actually examining the evidence. Daniel did something remarkably simple but highly effective. He separated the two elders so they couldn't coordinate their stories anymore. Then he cross-examined them individually. He looked at the first elder and asked the single piercing question, "Under what kind of tree did you see Susanna commit this act?" It's a brilliant tactical move, right? Because it demands a specific, granular detail that liars rarely plan for in advance.
The immediate result was stunning. And there is a real irony here. These wise, experienced community judges were instantly outsmarted by a youth asking a basic, obvious question. The first elder answered with one specific type of tree. But when Daniel asked the second elder the exact same question, he confidently named a completely different tree. In seconds, their carefully crafted lie entirely fell apart. The contradiction was undeniable, and the truth was exposed in front of the entire community.
The deception shattered in real time. The
The false witnesses who had nearly destroyed an innocent woman were themselves revealed as total deceivers. Susanna was officially declared innocent and justice was restored. The source text notes this as a powerful, timeless lesson that God defends those who remain faithful. It's a stark reminder that those who abuse their authority will ultimately face judgment, even if they seem untouchable at first.
Section 4. The cost of integrity. Modern pressures. Now that we've seen how Susanna's story resolved, let's pivot and look at how this translates to today. We might not face corrupt judges cornering us in a garden, sure, but the pressure to compromise, it is everywhere. People might encourage dishonesty just to secure personal gain or land a promotion. You might feel immense pressure to compromise your core convictions just to fit into a social circle or to take ethical shortcuts that violate your standards. Sometimes the pressure is simply to avoid criticism by staying completely silent when you know, deep down, you should speak up.
The reality is, integrity is incredibly easy when circumstances are comfortable and everyone agrees with you. But its real value only appears when remaining faithful actually comes with a cost. True character means doing what is right when no one is watching, refusing to lie even when it seems like the easiest way out, and protecting your relationship with your deepest values, even if it requires a temporary, painful sacrifice.
Section 5. The power of discernment, seeking the facts.
Aside from the massive theme of integrity, this explainer highlights another vital skill modeled beautifully by Daniel. The source material puts a heavy emphasis on the definition of discernment. It is the active process of seeking facts and conducting careful examination before forming conclusions, rather than just blindly accepting popular opinion. Daniel refused to just go along with the angry mob. In our modern world, which, let's face it, is absolutely flooded with rumors, instant judgments, social media outrage, and misleading headlines, practicing this kind of discernment is the only way to protect both justice and compassion.
There's a stark contrast in mindsets here. Quick assumptions rely entirely on authority and eagerly accept popular opinion, which, as we saw with Susanna, often produces lasting, devastating harm to innocent people. Careful examination, on the other hand, takes a totally different path. It pauses to ask thoughtful questions, and it relentlessly seeks actual facts to expose the hidden truth. Daniel understood that a person's title or authority alone does not guarantee their honesty. We absolutely have to resist those emotional reactions and dig deeper.
You know, perhaps one of the most comforting takeaways from this entire analysis is the simple truth: human opinion never changes God's perfect knowledge. False accusations can damage relationships, and misunderstandings can spread like wildfire, causing deep, profound pain. But the source text reassures us that for believers there is hope, even when character is unfairly questioned. God's judgment is never clouded by appearances, by who is the most popular, or by clever deception. He sees what the crowd entirely misunderstands.
As we wrap up this explainer, I really want to leave you with this final thought. Will you protect your integrity when it costs you everything, trusting that the truth will ultimately come to light? Just remember Susanna's remarkable courage. Truth possesses an incredible strength, and eventually, what is genuine always comes into the light. If you found this analysis insightful and want more content that breaks down complex ideas into clear takeaways, please subscribe, like this, and share it with someone who might really need that reminder today. Thanks for learning with me.